Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. And today I would like to talk about another of my inspirations. And in this case, I'm talking about a particular issue of a particular magazine. In the 60s, mid-60s, the Sunday supplements for the British newspapers, for the Sunday Times, the Observer and the Telegraph, were for me a wonderful source of precisely that, inspiration. Features on fashion, on architecture, interior design, style, the arts. It was one of all too few resources from which I was able to draw. We forget how little access there was in those years to information about what was going on in the arts. I'm talking about this particular issue of the magazine, the Observer Colour Supplement, I've got a copy of it here, from March 27 of 1966. I'd just turned 17 at the time, and seeing that feature, seeing the extraordinary paintings and three-dimensional works presented really was it was one hell of a culture shock for me. My innocent eyes had been protected from such radicalism. Cover feature was New Isms of Art, and essentially it was a quite substantial introduction to the avant-garde movements that had really radically changed the art scene between principally America and Britain in the post-war years. Bringing it really very much up to date. Over a number of spreads, the feature showed one movement after another. What did I discover in this? I discovered the abstract expressionists. Jackson Pollock, a spectacular drip painting, and there's a wonderful picture of him actually creating one of his drip paintings. Next to that, on the same spread, is red hot characteristic work by Mark Rothko. And for me, this was really my first exposure to these extraordinary chapters that were turning painting and to some extent sculpture upside down. On my website page, under inspirations, I couldn't choose one spread to be an example from the feature. It meant so much to me that I actually included several. And they give an indication of the range of work that was being presented. So the spreads go on, different areas of activity, bringing us up to pretty well what was then up to date with some of the more exciting pop art, op art, kinetic art, the movements that were shaping the arts at that very time. Today, all of that material is now embedded in art history. It's a kind of heroic chapter that has been and gone. But for me, being exposed to it in one fell swoop like that was really a colossal inspiration. I've remained curious about the cutting edge of contemporary art. I think that the period we're looking at, that post-war through the 60s, was a remarkably creative one. Thinking back on the different chapters of my professional life and my interest in such things, I think of the sale that I was lucky enough to attend in New York in 1973 of the collection of paintings and sculpture from the New York couple, Robert and Ethel Scull. And at that time, I mean, the cover lot was bronze beer cans by Jasper Johns. Many of the lots were barely dry. I mean, it was really highly contemporary, very experimental, that auction. It was a step into the unknown. One might say it was the auction that defined the birth of the contemporary art market. I remember Jasper Johns and Robert Rauschenberg were standing at the back of the room, looking rather anxious as to how their works might fare. It's curious to think that all these years on, it's over half a century, What that sale established was the reputations of what one might call some of the great modern masters. I still love very much the art of that period, my formative years, one might say, and being confronted by it was a huge stimulus. But I remain curious about the art that's being made today. What I realise, of course, is the sheer volume of contemporary art that is being generated globally. And that makes me realise how incredibly on target and focused that feature was in 1966. The works were selected by Alan Bowness, who went on to be director of the Tate. He deserved the role when one looks at how shrewd he was in identifying work of merit. It was a super rich period. All art has to survive the test of time, and the particular choices in that feature have survived that test very well indeed. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to speaking to you on other occasions about other areas of interest and inspiration. Thank you.